Big Island coffee farmers have been battling major obstacles with their crops threatened on two fronts.
KITV4's Jeremy Lee had a chance to get an up-close look at a farm in Kona and learn about the challenges coffee growers are now facing.
Coffee growers in Kona in the year 2022 experienced their worst yield in decades. That's primarily due to two factors affecting the crops.
One factor, a beetle or borer that burrows its way into the coffee bean cherry, rendering it useless.
And how common is that borer?
For the past few years, we've been able to control it to under 10% on most farms, but this past year, that number popped up to about 20%. Here she comes. You can see she's very small. She does a lot of damage for a little beetle. There's only 4 or 5 green beans on this tree. That's because it was so stressed by coffee leaf rust last year, it's not able to put out a good yield.
The second factor, a recently introduced fungus that has done even more damage.
The leaf, it eventually turns to black spots and the leaf will drop off and die entirely. Coffee leaf rust is the most damaging fungus found in the coffee world. It's responsible for about 50% of the crop loss in Kona and has devastated our farm incomes over the last year.
The Kona Coffee Farmers Association and others have been in a long battle pushing for legislation that would prevent coffee distributors from getting by labeling blends that contain only 10% Kona coffee.
We really need to have a 50% blend rule. Protects growers to make sure that if it says Kona on the bag, the majority of coffee in there is from Kona or Maui or Kauai. With a Kona blend, if you have a 10% Kona and then 90% foreign-grown beans, those 90% foreign-grown beans don't have to meet the same quality standards.
What remedies for farmers could lie in the future to prevent another 2022?
There's a coffee leaf rust and coffee berry borer subsidy, which just passed out of the legislature. Over the long term, it is more chemicals to spray. A lot of the growers are not happy about that. So one of the other options, which we're also not happy about, is replanting trees that are resistant to coffee leaf rust. And that's still quite a few years out, but just always look for that 100% Kona label. And it's really easy, especially if you live here in Hawaii, to pick up the phone and find a farm online, pick up the phone, talk to the farmer, and buy that farm direct.
Reporting from Kona, Jeremy Lee, KITV4 Island News.